The human brain isn't one integrated, complete self. Rather, it's multiple potential selves.
The neural correlates of consciousness. Researchers at the Allen Brain Science discovered 3 giant neurons. One of them is projected across the cortex like a crown of thorns.
Billy Carlson often reflects on how people and animals react differently when danger approaches, and how that relates to the relationship we have with God. Is it possible that humans have lost their natural connection with God? Join us as we explore what this means for our race and this planet, and the disastrous future we could be facing in no time.
Evolution is real, and if there is this constant, I don't know, but it's visible. Like, you can measure it in certain animals.
You can measure adaptation.
Yeah.
But there's no evidence that in fact, I think we've kind of given up on the idea of evolution.
The first humans from the stars. Billy is also fascinated by the origins of humans on Earth. He talks about the beliefs of Aboriginal Elders who say that the first humans didn't originally come from Earth, but were placed here by celestial beings from the Pleiades star cluster. These early humans, referred to as homones, were supposedly the first advanced beings on our planet, intentionally brought here. This story has been handed down through many generations and holds a significant place in Aboriginal lore. When it comes to the human brain, Billy has done a lot of reading and talks about the presence of a mineral called crystal magnetite, which is concentrated particularly in the cerebellum and brainstem. He connects this to why people have traditionally depicted Jesus wearing a crown of thorns, suggesting it might not represent an actual event, but rather a symbol of deeper meaning. He argues that the traditional stories we hear, like the crucifixion of Jesus, may not be historically accurate. He points out that older versions of the Bible, like the Sinai Bible, do not mention a crucifixion, and he believes the story might have been shaped significantly by Roman influences. Billy also discusses recent discoveries in neuroscience that might add a new layer to our understanding of religious symbols, like the crown of thorns. Researchers found 3 large neurons that extend across the brain, much like a crown, which could metaphorically represent the crown of thorns in a scientific context. He wonders if the real message behind these stories has been overlooked. Perhaps they are metaphors for understanding and activating certain parts of our brain linked to consciousness. Additionally, he brings up the discovery of a text at Harvard Library that suggests Jesus might have been married, adding more complexity to the traditional narratives and indicating that many religious stories could have been misinterpreted or changed over time. Throughout his reflections, Billy keeps returning to the idea that perhaps we need to reawaken certain parts of our brain, the crown of thorns, to regain a full understanding of ourselves and reconnect with our planet. This blend of historical skepticism, exploration of ancient beliefs, and modern scientific discoveries forms the basis of his continuous quest for a deeper understanding of human existence and our place on Earth. Billy Carlson explores the idea of being born again, emphasizing that it's not about death at all, but about how we live our lives right now. He stresses that waiting until death to truly start living doesn't make sense. Instead, he argues, we should be embracing life to its fullest in the present. Through his extensive reading and analysis of religious texts, translating each word into Hebrew, Arabic, and Aramaic, Billy has distilled a powerful message. Clear away the clutter and misleading interpretations added over the centuries, and you'll find that the core idea is to transform Earth into a paradise, where each person acts as their own guide and hero. This rebirth isn't just metaphorical. Billy believes it can be literal, drawing comparisons to what's described in the Book of Revelation about being given a new name and body in what appears to be a form of reincarnation. He likens this process to playing a video game. You try, fail, and try again until you master it. He sees this as a reflection of a universal truth, where the patterns of life, death, and rebirth are echoed in the entertainment we create, such as video games, where characters repeatedly die and respawn until they conquer the ultimate challenge. Billy also examines how these concepts are replicated in our hobbies and pastimes, suggesting that the structure of video games mimics the cycle of reincarnation. Each game is a simplified version of life's bigger picture, where players get several chances to succeed, just as souls might through reincarnation. The brain plays a central role in this process, with parts like the claustrum coordinating our thoughts and actions like a conductor leads an orchestra, orchestrating everything from our senses to our movements. It took Billy a long time to uncover the significance of this part of the brain, a discovery he made on his own, despite his advanced studies, including a neuroscience course at MIT. He further comments on how creators of popular media, like Marvel's Iron Man and Magneto, integrate deep, fundamental truths into their stories. These narratives do more than entertain. They offer insights into complex ideas through the guise of superheroes and villains. This approach makes profound concepts more accessible, even if the full depth isn't always immediately grasped by the audience. Through these stories, writers tap into existing knowledge, subtly educating their viewers while keeping them engaged. Billy looks deeper into how our thoughts connect with the universe, revealing how our minds can influence our lives and the world around us. Thoughts traveling beyond us. Expanding on the nature of thought and consciousness, Billy discusses how our thoughts are not confined within our heads, but travel beyond, much like signals being sent out into space. Using the analogy of a fishing line, he explains how our thoughts, like lines cast into the water, reach out and interact with the universe. This connectivity suggests that our inner thoughts can have effects far beyond our immediate surroundings, interacting with the world in unseen but impactful ways. These thoughts, once emitted, can attract and bring back experiences and insights, much like a fisherman reels in a catch. Billy's reflections challenge us to reconsider how we view our existence and our interactions with the universe, suggesting that we have more influence and connectivity than we might realize. Through a blend of scientific insight and cultural storytelling, he offers a compelling vision of life's potential, urging us to live fully now and embrace the opportunities for renewal and transformation. Billy Carlson is really into the idea that our thoughts are like beams of light. He believes that what we think about isn't just floating around in our heads. It can become real, solid stuff that we can see and touch. For example, think about someone dreaming up a new cell phone. It starts off as just an idea, a sort of light in their brain. Then, they share that idea with designers and engineers who sketch it out and eventually turn it into a real phone that we can actually use. This process shows just how powerful our minds are. We can literally turn our thoughts into objects that we interact with every day. This ability to create is something we often take for granted. Without it, we wouldn't have anything. No buildings, no cars, no clothes. It's like our very own superpower that we use all the time, whether we realize it or not. Every single thing that's been created started in someone's mind as a simple thought. Billy points out that we should remember this power, especially when we face tough times. He says we use this power to create all sorts of things, so why not use it to find solutions to our problems? He believes that the same energy that helps us create can also help us change situations or fix things when they go wrong. According to him, we're never truly stuck because we have the ability to transform our circumstances using our thoughts. Billy also likes to link these ideas to bigger, cosmic stories. He talks about superheroes like Superman, whose name in some stories means like God, which he finds amusing and meaningful. He connects these modern stories to ancient cosmic tales. One such story is about Tiamat, a giant planet that used to be in our solar system before it broke apart and formed the asteroid belt. He mentions that Earth might have been part of Tiamat long ago. This planet, he says, collided with moons from another system, shattered into pieces, and one of those pieces became our home. Billy finds it fascinating that such a dramatic cosmic event, planets smashing and breaking apart, mirrors how we constantly create and recreate our world through our thoughts. He sees a link between the powerful forces that shaped our universe and the everyday creativity of the human mind, suggesting a deep connection between us and the broader universe's ancient events. Billy Carlson dives into the captivating world of Superman, starting with the hero's origin story. Superman comes from a planet that's falling apart due to intense natural disasters. Eventually, the planet is on the brink of exploding. It's a story full of drama and excitement, similar to many old tales of disaster and survival. Superman leaves his dying world and heads to Earth, where he discovers he has incredible strength. While many think his new powers come from the sun, Billy suggests it's actually because of how Superman's body handles Earth's gravity and interacts with light particles, or photons. Billy expands on this idea by imagining if we went to Mars, which has much less gravity than Earth. On Mars, our bodies, used to the heavy pull of Earth, would feel super strong. We might be able to lift huge rocks, flip cars, or even dunk a basketball on a rim twice as high as the standard. It's a fun thought, and it highlights how different environments can make us feel powerful in ways we can't here on Earth. Billy's ideas about ancient disasters and advanced technology show surprising links between science and what we once thought was supernatural. Ancient pottery in coal mines. Then, Billy speculates about ancient people who might have survived cosmic catastrophes and traveled to other places, only to return to Earth when it became livable again. He points to bizarre findings in deep coal mines, pottery that dates back hundreds of millions of years, way before human civilization is supposed to have started. There's even a rock found with what looks like a modern computer chip inside it. Billy thinks these might be leftovers from when Earth was part of a different planet, a chunk of rock from a destroyed world. He also discusses whether brain waves can interfere with radio waves. While brain waves are much weaker and harder to measure, both are types of energy that move through space at light speed. Billy believes that our thoughts, which also travel at this incredible speed, have real power, similar to how radio waves can transmit music and voices across long distances. He suggests that some people might be able to pick up these thoughts, like tuning into a radio station. These individuals might seem to have psychic abilities, sensing things that others can't. While many claims of psychic powers are false, Billy argues that genuine abilities could arise from naturally being able to perceive and understand these thought waves. Billy Carlson often shares stories that blur the lines between what we see as everyday technology and what feels like the stuff of legends. One such story he tells is about a student from Harvard who came up with an extraordinary invention. This student created a device that fits over the head like a simple pair of headphones, but can read thoughts. Unlike gadgets that need to be put into the body through surgery, this one just rests on the head and works by touching a specific part of the bone behind the ear. The way it works is pretty fascinating. The wearer of the device just has to think of a question, and almost like magic, the device picks up these thoughts. It connects to Google, finds the answer, and sends it back to the wearer as vibrations that can be understood directly in the brain. This kind of technology, which seems so simple yet powerful, could make anyone appear to have limitless knowledge. To people who don't know about or understand this technology, the wearer might seem like they have some kind of special power, similar to how people might have viewed gods in ancient times because of their unexplained abilities. Billy doesn't stop there, though. He also talks about something called the Black Knight satellite. This is an object that some say has been flying around Earth for thousands of years. While it sounds like something out of a science fiction movie, Billy thinks it was part of an old, advanced system used for watching everything on Earth. He suggests that whoever had control over this satellite had the ability to monitor activities anywhere on the planet, almost like having eyes everywhere. This satellite story helps Billy illustrate a broader point he often makes. There's a really fine line between what we think of as high-tech and what seems like magic or supernatural abilities. The main difference, according to him, is just understanding. When we don't understand how something works, it can seem impossible or like it's from another world. But as we learn and begin to understand the technology or science behind it, these once mystical-seeming things start to make sense and become part of our reality. Billy uses these examples to show just how powerful knowledge and technology can be. He argues that as we continue to develop new technologies and expand our understanding of the world, what we consider to be extraordinary or unbelievable now might one day be as common as using a smartphone. The key, he believes, is to keep exploring, learning, and staying open to the possibilities that science and technology bring. This way, we not only demystify the unknown, but also expand our capabilities and what we can achieve as a society. He encourages everyone to think about technology not just as tools or gadgets, but as gateways to new levels of understanding and capability that can transform our perception of the world. Through these insights, Billy aims to inspire a sense of wonder and curiosity about the future, pushing us to think about what might be possible if we continue to push the boundaries of what we know. Billy Carson's work blends old and new knowledge, giving us fresh ideas about our past, our minds, and our place in the universe. Billy Carson's Ancient Wisdom. Billy Carlson is a well-rounded figure known for his work on ancient civilizations, spirituality, and technology. He's the brains behind Forbidden Knowledge, Inc., a company dedicated to sharing educational materials on these topics through books, videos, and online resources. Carlson started his career fueled by a strong interest in ancient history and metaphysical studies. He has written several influential books, such as The Compendium of the Emerald Tablets and The Epic of Humanity. These books examine ancient texts and draw connections between historical events and current knowledge. Carson's writing uniquely blends scientific facts with spiritual insights, simplifying complex ideas for a broad audience. Furthermore, Billy Carlson is the force behind Forbidden Knowledge TV, a streaming service that offers documentaries and programs about ancient civilizations, anomalies in space, and the possibility of life beyond Earth. This platform is designed to enlighten its viewers about lesser-known historical and scientific facts, promoting a greater understanding of the universe. One of Carson's particular areas of study involves the Anunnaki, mythical deities from ancient Sumerian culture. He investigates their possible impact on human history and their role in various significant events. His research often goes against mainstream beliefs, offering alternative theories on human origins and progression. Billy Carlson is more than just a thinker. He's also deeply involved in practical activities. He heads the First Class Space Agency, an organization devoted to exploring space and creating new technology. This agency actively works on developing innovations and organizing space missions that could expand our understanding of space and its potential benefits for people. Carlson is also very active on social media, where he has built a large following. He uses platforms like YouTube and Instagram to share his knowledge with millions of people across the globe. His posts cover a wide range of topics, from ancient history to the latest developments in science and technology. His dedication to sharing information is evident in all his projects. Carlson runs the Forbidden Knowledge podcast, where he discusses various subjects including the nature of consciousness, ancient texts, and the newest scientific breakthroughs. He also puts together events and workshops aimed at helping people understand these complex topics better. Billy Carson's work has earned him recognition and awards, including the Stellar Citizens Award. His ability to connect ancient knowledge with modern scientific ideas makes him a unique figure in the field of alternative education. He continues to influence and educate people worldwide through his books, videos, and public appearances. Billy Carson's work covers many areas, blending traditional wisdom with contemporary scientific insights to offer new understanding of our world and beyond. His efforts encourage people to ask questions and think deeply, challenging our usual views about our past, the current state of the world, and what might be possible in the future. In his role at the First Class Space Agency, Carlson pushes for advancements that could take humanity further into space. The agency not only works on new gadgets and technologies, but also plans missions that might one day help us live or work in outer space. By pushing the boundaries of what's possible in space exploration, Carlson and his team hope to uncover new resources and perhaps even new places for humans to live. Is it possible that humans have lost their natural instincts, or is there a deeper reason behind our detachment from nature's signals? What do you think about Billy Carlson's thoughts on this matter? Leave your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more intriguing discussions.